Judge Amiro in Georgia has granted Garland Favorito, our favorite Garland, with the motion to go in and unseal the ballot and scan those ballots, scanned at a 600 dpi uncompressed resolution. This judge seemed like, you know what, I don't want anyone touching these ballots without the proper protocols, so only the Fulton County employees can touch these ballots.
Let me just tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to grant the motion to unseal the November 3rd, 2020 general election absentee ballots that are sealed pursuant to 21-2-500A. To the extent that the petitioners are requesting that they be permitted to inspect and scan those ballots. But the petitioners will only be permitted to inspect and scan the ballots in accordance with protocols and practices that will be set forth by further order of the court. And so what I'm going to do is have the parties appear at the location where the ballots are being stored at 10 a.m. on May the 28th, which is next Friday at 10 a.m. So again, the motion to unseal is granted to the extent petitioners request that they are permitted to inspect and scan the November 3rd, 2020 general election absentee ballots that are sealed pursuant to OCGA 21-2-500A. And I want to be sure that everybody understands that. I know that this is repeating myself, but I think it's important to do that since we have so many people who have to digest the information. And so it is, so the petitioners, again, shall only be permitted to inspect and scan the ballots in accordance with protocols and practices that will be set forth by further order of the court. And counsel for the parties are the only ones that shall appear at the location where the ballots are being stored. Counsel for the parties. And we might have to make an additional addendum there to include an expert too. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that you submit to me the names of folks who, like, for instance, the materials expert that we heard from today, who might also be permitted to join us. I'm inclined to not have a WebEx meeting at that time, but instead to memorialize it by way of videotape and perhaps have a court reporter present. But it wouldn't really strictly be a court hearing. It would be more discovery related. And so the same constitutional requirements for an open courthouse would apply under those circumstances. But what we would do is we'd just have an organizational meeting, for lack of a better way to put it, that again would be memorialized and available to be made a part of the record as we move forward. Okay? Any strong objection to that?
No, sir, Your Honor. No.
All right.
No objection, Your Honor, but point of clarification, please.
Yes.
Between now and next Friday, would you be entertaining, or do you need the parties to speak with respect to a protective order? Would that be part of the order that Your Honor is going to put in place with the protocol?
Yes, as we discussed, I believe it was at the very first hearing, as it relates to the motion to unseal, a protective order, special master order, and also some conferring as between the parties as to what experts we absolutely must have present at the organizational meeting.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's one of those too many cooks can spoil the soup. So, you know, we're just looking at making sure that we have just who's absolutely essential at the organizational meeting. And I think that what I would like, I don't think that I believe that the two witnesses that we heard from today would be appropriate people to have there. And perhaps a similar expert from your side.
Yes, sir.
Just one, because I think you only had one be present. And I'm trying to decide if we have to have them there in person or if we could call them in after we've kind of gotten started. This could be a phase two approach. We could start at 9 o'clock with just counsel. We could confer about the basic elements of the process, and we could pull some experts in as needed in order to address certain pieces of the development of the process. Okay, so you have those experts sort of on call and available, maybe in the parking lot, and then we can kind of bring them in as needed in order to help us design a good process. Any other questions?
Your Honor, would the court permit a representative from the Secretary of State's office to present this organization?
Yes, ma'am. If you'll just give us the name of the person.
Yes, I'd be happy.
All right, and you know, and I wanted to just say how much I appreciate the civility of the group so far in working through these difficult issues. I think that you've really been mission focused and respectful toward each other, and I think that this is an example that we need to see as we continue to move forward. So again, thank you for your professionalism, thank you for your time. I think that this is a good starting point. We'll see everybody at 10 a.m. on May the 28th at the location where the ballots are being stored.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we're recessed.
If you like this video, press like. If you love it, subscribe.